Shake it. Shake it. What's up, people? What's up? What's up, people? What's up? What's up, QT fam? It is Tuesday, peoples. What happened to our burn, 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 burn? We need to get that sound effect for real. We are your favorite Guilty Tuesday pleasures, the Queens of the Queens Takeover Podcast. We are your host, Nikki Johnson, and
Sierra Pleasant in the building. Mrs. Pleasant
all
TV.
up in it.
How y'all doing tonight?
That part. Sierra, have you shared?
I was trying to refresh my Facebook page so it can pop up. Let me see.
All right. While you do that, we got a comment coming through. I knew it was gonna be your man. Your man is faithful. Hey. What up, King?
Hey, thank you, love.
What up? What's up? King, do us a favor and please share. Let the people know that the fire is about to drop and all those good things and good stuff. You guys, as you come in, please say something so we can say something back. We want to always shout you out and say hello. With that being said, I'm about to hit us with the what? With the whole intro. How about it? If it'll let me. Here we go. What's up, babies?
What it is, what's good?
And all of them. How y'all doing today? Thank y'all for coming in. When you come in, say something. Sierra, how was your week, darling?
My week has been productive, to say the least.
Is that a question mark, though?
You know, I'm trying to come up with a good word. Amen. Praise God.
We're trying to keep it positive. I got you.
Okay. You know, like, I don't want to speak the negative because, I mean, I can express the negative, but it's not that much negative to talk about. So it's been a decent week.
Okay, decent. We'll take decent.
What about yours?
My week has been very good and productive.
Hey, see?
I just want to ask the people out there, y'all, is it me? Or do y'all realize that February ends next week? It just started yesterday.
Yes. Like, time is going by super fast. And it's not slowing down for nobody. Like, we're just out here just trying to live.
I hear these living streets. What's up, King? What's up, baby? I talked about you last week. What it do? King says, yep, it is flying by. Hello, Queen. Your mom is saying that, Queens. I all I know is I just paid rent and it's time to pay bills again.
Again.
Okay, that's a personal thing. I'm sorry. I digress. See, so look, y'all know we like to start our show off with our word of the week. We like to share our victories or lessons we've learned. We want to hear from you all down in the chat. What would be a word that would, why is that on screen? What would be a great word that will describe your past week, QT fam? Sierra.
I'm gonna say this word: confirmation on the commitment you made with God.
Confirmation on a commitment you made with God. Hey, I like that. I like
that. I recommitted myself to healthier living, and the things that I've known that have worked in the past, the things that I'm learning that works now as I get older. And then God blesses me with the community that I prayed for, but I didn't know how it was going to come. Amen. And just reminding, just you alone, like watching your videos, like your salad videos, like just you alone. You were part of the group of people, but you and your encouragement, like I have a friend who invited me and my husband to join a group about health and wellness as well. And it's just like, okay, like you like, where these people gonna come from, God? I know it all can't come through me. Like I'm gonna reach out and touch. But when it's like knocking at you like, wait a minute. Are you answered prayer? Were you with God when I was not? How did you know? Like, how did you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. My commitment with God was my commitment, but the way that He's confirming the things that I know to do, the things that I'm learning to do, the things that I'm afraid of doing, He's just sending people my way to like confirm those things. So I'm so thankful and grateful. And man, I'm a can I do a shout out real quick, please?
You better shout.
I'm shouting out you, Nikki.
Oh
Lord.
What, for real?
God damn it. You sit back and you watch people and you just being obedient. Like you just and you trying to stretch yourself. And I don't know about y'all, but have y'all been watching her TikToks? Have y'all been watching her Instagram? Like all of these videos of from food, inspiration to coaching to motivation to exercise, like all the lifestyle things. You hear me? And then she cute and fly while she do it. You hear me? So I just, it just every time I'm like, okay, should I even click it, Lord? Okay, click it, Jesus. And I click that thing, and it's like, oh,
wow.
I didn't think about that, God. Oh, you sure right, sis. So I'm just gonna blow you up because keep on being victorious, keep being obedient. It's necessary.
Wow.
It is necessary. It really is.
Wow.
I'll tell you that.
Wow. Give me a moment.
Okay, I'm a Hirsch. While I refresh my Facebook page because it's glitching over there.
I'm gonna let you hit the comments while I
collect thyself. Amen.
Thank you, Mama Martha.
Yeah.
This word is challenges. Oh,
yeah.
Hey, big brother. Shout out to you. Yo.
Hey.
Those that missed it, thank you, King. My brother was on last week.
He came through.
Was on last week. The comments have not stopped coming in about that episode.
It was lit.
I mean,
it was lit.
So shout out to y'all and thank you.
Yes.
Sarah, man. Wow. Yeah. Thank you. That was so encouraging. Because sometimes to be like, I'm going to put that up. Okay. Sure. Do that. Okay, sure. But thank you for that. Everything you said is a part of my word of the week. My word of the week is a phrase, and that's try again. So when you were talking, I was like, wow, okay, God. It's try again. And a lot of what you were seeing me doing is my commitment to be intentional. Remember, that was one of my words for this year. And to try again, no matter what, God, just keep trusting me. Keep coming on out here to the deep. Keep coming out deep. So I wanted to share something with y'all on that wise. I'm going to share what it is at a later time, but I just wanted to share that I launched out into the deep this morning. 4:00 this morning. And I have been very nervous and scared to do this one particular thing. And God's been talking to me about doing it. Everything that could happen to stop it from happening kept happening to me. That was like, well, here we go again, guys. So why? And this morning it was it doesn't matter what happens. I'm getting up in the morning and I'm going to do it. When I did it, I said, oh my God. Here's what I will share with y'all right now. Y'all remember from Home Alone 1 when two things happened. The first one was, you know how Kevin was afraid to go down in that basement because he swore those appliances down there were talking to him, like and all that stuff. and he would take off running. He hear all that and take off running.
Yeah.
But there came a point when he got his courage. He goes down there, and they're doing the same thing they've been doing. He look and he go, shut up.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes you just gotta tell your fears to shut up.
Yeah.
You gotta tell your doubts to shut up.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And this morning it was like, shut up. It's whatever. Everything that tried to stop what I was doing, I was like, shut up. I'm doing it. The last thing about that movie is there's a point when, because he had been afraid to be in the house by himself and afraid of some of the things that were going on. And he runs outside and he's screaming, I'm not afraid anymore. Do you hear me? I am not afraid anymore. When I finished doing that thing this morning, I was like, what was I scared of though? I said, I'm not afraid anymore. And at this point, you can't tell me that because guess what? I'm not afraid anymore. Okay. With that being said, I hope that's everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you. I hope that bless somebody. But just hearing you talk about what your phrase was and what you said to me, when I say confirmation, and you talked about God sending you your tribe. I'm so glad that he not only sent them, but you're able to identify who they are.
Amen.
Because when God sends your laborers, your tribes to you, baby, you are limitless at that point. With that being said, you had to get into these topics.
Let's go.
No, you had to give us our black fact.
I do have to give you a black fact today. I do. Your Black History Moment is coming to you right now. So in the comments, I'm going to do this a little bit differently. Because the person's name rhymes with Kanye West. I'm going to say that.
Kanye test? No.
And their last name is actually West.
Okay.
So this wonderful, beautiful woman, she actually, without this, you would not be able to get to me, Nikki, and I wouldn't be able to get to you. If I didn't have a physical map,
GPS.
She created the footprints for the GPS system, navigation system.
Shut up.
And the software. She's a black woman. Do y'all know her name? Put in the comments if you do. I give y'all
you said her last name is West?
It is West.
But it rhymes with Kanye West. So it doesn't rhyme with Kanye?
Not really.
Okay, I'm gonna need another clue. Or just look at this point. Go on and tell us who it is. Who is it?
Her name is Dr. Gladys West.
What? I've never heard of her before.
She created the software for like Google Maps or GPS or navigation system in the vehicles or in your phone. She created the software for it. So her name is Dr. Gladys West.
Shout out to her. Somebody put her name in the comments so I can highlight it. Shout out to you. Because I use what you created all the time.
All the time.
You're be lost out here in these streets.
Sierra will be extra lost. You hear me? In these home health streets. Talk about where we at. What street? That's a new street. That's a new street. Where that street come from?
So wait a minute. King said he read about her before.
Hey.
Okay.
All right now. We are.
Never heard of her before, so I love that. That's okay, awesome. Family, we're gonna kick this off. Are y'all ready? And Hartizia, I hope you're on here, Lady T, because she chimed in on my Facebook post about this topic, saying she got a lot to say. So I hope she gets to join us tonight. But I want to ask this question. It's gonna be like a twofold question. She said, "Oh Lord, are parents kicking their kids out of the home too soon?" Are parents kicking the kids out of the home too soon? Now, I'm deciding if I want to ask the part 2 right now or wait. And I think I'm going to wait because I really want to hear y'all's thoughts on this. Please chime in. If y'all have not done so, please share this to your page or send this to someone's DM so they can join in on this conversation too. Yes. Y'all help us out so much by doing that. Okay. Are parents kicking their kids out too soon? Sierra, your name is on here without one comment. What happened?
I said yes. Because we'll knew who I was talking about. It's always good to know that we know.
That part. King said no. King, tell us why. All right, Sierra, what are your thoughts?
So if you're talking about in culture in general, Are we kicking their kids out of the home too soon?
Do I need to kind of break it down a little bit of why I'm asking, or are we good?
Can you break it down?
I sure will.
For the people.
So, there are parents that kick their children out when they turn 18. When they graduate, they got to go. It's got to be military, or you need to be going to college, or you just need to get out the house. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, parents kick the kids out. People feel before they're ready to go out there in the world and really fend for themselves. Because some parents are like, you're 21. It's time to go. You're 19. You're 25. So before I break it down too much, because I want to save the question, I want to get your initial thoughts.
Okay.
What are where this is concerned?
Okay. So the question, are parents kicking their kids out of the home too soon? I would say I'm 50-50 with this question. Okay. It's a yes and it's a no for me. Mm-hmm. I feel like in our culture, when I say culture, since it is Black History Month and I am chocolate of the chocolate diaspora, I feel like having your children financially fit and educated before they leave the house is super important. And if you did not tap into that when they was 9, when their brain was fresh, amen, they could collect the information and you pick it up at 15 and they still got it at 18. I don't think it's smart nor is it safe to say you got to get out and find your own place or go to college, figure it out. I think we need to educate our kids a little bit more about financial freedom and financial success and being stable, understanding that before they just jump off. Whereas other cultures, I know they say forever sometimes to take care of family members or whatever the case may be. But I find in other cultures that people are more financially aware and secure of what to do with their finances when they leave the home. And so that would be my yes and my no why I say that. Now, the reason why I'm going to say our parents kicking kids out of their home too soon, no, is because sometimes if you've been lingering and you still ain't being responsible, hard knock life, go figure it out. Like, that's on the side of me, right? Because I didn't have you right here. Right here.
Right.
On the titty, on the nipple.
I see it.
And you still ain't get it. I'm holding it. I'm holding your whole body. And you still ain't
get it. Those that can't see, she was on the breast.
Titties right here. And you still in? I feel like, okay, so now the hard knuckle life gotta teach you. Bye-bye. Figure it out. If I gotta put you up, go figure it out. Because you gotta learn. You gotta learn somehow. Because I can't, no, you're an adult now. Done my best. So that's why I say yes and no. I'm sorry. I wish I had a definite one. But I see it both ways in this generation and in the world. So yeah, that would be my take on it. Please like the comments, y'all. If y'all haven't shared the podcast, please share it on your Facebook page. Just click the arrow that's going like this. That'll share it to your page or to any social media. And you click to where you want it to go.
That's it. The comments are quiet. I'm shocked. Yeah. The people are not opinionating. Right. I will say I too am on both sides of the coin. If you are a child that is so grown that your parents cannot parent you because you're so grown they can't tell you anything, then you are ripe and ready.
Yep.
So I think you truly ready? Absolutely not. Because you think that world outside those doors is going to be better. Now, if I'm going to keep it all the way real, there are some kids that probably need to leave the home because what's going on in that home is worse than just sending them out there in the streets.
Right.
So I can get leaving early. I can get maybe even going to go stay with your friends or relatives at that point. I do feel like we release our children out into the world ill prepared.
Right.
You brought up one of my main points, and that was finances. If we keep sending them out with the lack of knowledge that we had starting out and don't equip them with what we've learned along the way.
Right.
And I don't mean those who have tried and their child didn't want to listen. I mean, you didn't try.
Right.
Then I think we're setting our children up for failure. There are some families, there's a cutoff date. Like for real. The joke used to be when I was growing up is I'll be waiting on you at the end of the graduation stage with your bags. And I know the first time I heard that, I was thinking, when am I going to graduate? And it was a scary thought, even though, there were times I was like, man, I can't wait to get out on my own. But it was a scary thought because it's like, all you know for 18 years is the world of your family. That's all you know. You don't know bills. You don't know how bills work and operate. You know that they come and your parents fuss about them, but you really don't know how bills work and operate. So to be just sent out there to fend for yourself without being prepared in some way, I don't agree with. There are there are cultures like, I'm gonna say Italian families, for instance. And I know this is not every Italian family. I'm gonna get to your comment in 1 second, King. But those children live there as adults. When they're ready to marry a woman, they move out. When they get ready to marry a man, they move out. And that makes me think biblically, that's kind of how it happened. You stay with your mother and father.
Right.
So you go and cleave to your wife or your husband. The woman didn't leave her father's home unless it was a man that could take care of her.
Right.
And you left your father's home when you were responsible enough to care for a family. And that's when, you would marry. So both of Williams, I got y'all comment coming up. So I think some cultures, it's more about the nucleus of the family and keeping that tight and strong. And then when your children are ready, then they leave the nest. I think sometimes we can kick them out a little too soon. I'm gonna hit this one and you hit your husband's. Hold on 1 second. With everything I would teach them during their course of living in my home, they have to finish college. If they go, or 18 if they go into the military. If they want to stay and work locally, they have 1 year. So King gave them till they're 19. You got 18 as it, but you can get that 1 year extension. So King, I would ask you this question. Why is that the defined age for you? Okay, go ahead.
Sarah is right. You have to start the expectation early. Can't try to get them ready for the world at 17. I see students all the time where I'm thinking college/career is going to eat them alive. Yeah.
Then according, like what your husband just said, the flip side to that is if you've given them everything and they never had to work for anything, and then one day you're like, it's time for you to get out.
What are they gonna do?
You gave them everything.
Right.
I mean, they didn't even work while they were home to understand checks and how to take something, then give you the rest.
Right.
Like, I mean, and you're going to just release them out there into the world. I think that's very ill-equipped. Go ahead, C.
It is, but I was just about to say what you just said. Yeah, it's very ill-equipped. Yeah, you did not equip them. And it's like you have to ask yourself as a parent, I feel like, when you're like, okay, it's time for y'all to go. Well, have you equipped them? Have you allowed them to get a job? Have you given them an allowance to see what they do with it? Have you taught them?
While they're home.
Say it again.
Make them pay a bill while they're living.
Pay a bill while they're at home. Exactly. Like, have you given them practice to know how to live in the real world? And I think it's so important to equip your children. I don't care if they're 18 or 19. You're like, I feel like by the time, I don't know, he just said it. William said the college part.
They finish.
The college part they have.
College, they can stay at home.
Gotcha. And I totally agree with that, and I feel like there has to be an expectation set as when they're young, like, hey, buddy, I love you. Sweetie, guess what? The real world is out there. You got to learn how to pay a bill. You got to learn how to apply for a job. I don't care what kind of job it is, as long as you're safe. Okay? You got to, your pride got to go out the door. And that's another thing. Parents can be very prideful in the way that they raise their children, but if you have not equipped them or given them the opportunity to explore different occupations, to know how to be an employee, then how are they supposed to know, right? Just because they're good kids doesn't mean they know how to be a good employee.
I love when you said set the expectation. I love the word expectation because I know with some parents, you mentioned the word pride. I'm not sure if pride is the word for what I'm about to say, but it feels like it fits. That you don't want to tell the kids what you pay in mortgage, what the light bill is. Some of them feel like that's not for a child to worry about. That's for adults. However, at some age, I even like the way, in a way, how King he got dates in time frames.
Yes,
Maybe at 14 is a good time to start really discussing the more responsible part of finances. I'm not saying before then don't teach them how to save and all of that, but let them sit down with you and watch you pay bills. Talk to them about how bills and budgets work.
Right.
Show them what a bill is. Show them how the family sits, you and your husband, or just you or whoever's raising the kids, how you go about deciding how bills are getting, like those things would be so important. One thing I've never understood, but I do understand, we live in America, so believe me, I understand. We let these children on these college campuses, like the first week of school, there are droves of credit card companies that are on campus offering these children all of this free money.
Yep.
They don't have no bad credit unless they mama them had they something, some in their name, but
right.
They don't have no bad credit. So you hear, I get $1,000 credit and I only have to pay you back $25 a month. Of course I can afford that. There's no education along with it. So they go out and they spend, and then they're in debt.
Right.
That's their introduction to debt and finances and budgeting, right? Why a college campus would allow that without education, I get it. It's America. You want people in debt, but it happens the first week of college. And once you get one card, you're going to get 1,000 more in the mail, and there's no education behind it. So I think in a lot of ways we do hinder our children in that way. So here's the other part of the question. For those that feel like, no, 18, 19 is cool, kick them on up out the house. Are we encouraging generational curses and cycles to continue when we don't equip our children to go out there and be successful? Because if I don't know finances, and my mama don't know finances, and her mama don't know finances, and I don't teach my children, they're going to go out there and do the same payday loans and title loans and credit cards and debt and all of that, working 2-3 jobs to try to keep their head above water because somebody didn't stop and break the cycle. No disrespect to the generations prior to, but you can stop it. Even if you got to start right now. I know what William said, but even if you got to start right now because you haven't been doing it, why not do it? Do you think that encourages generational curses and cycles to continue, even if it's not finances?
I would agree. And I would agree exactly. I would agree with what you just said. Yeah, it does. Because you're not addressing the
root causes with solutions.
Exactly. Or think about like, well, I hate to say this. I have heard parents say this. They have said, well, I did it that way. I survived. You be all right. It's like, ooh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Yeah.
What could have been done differently? Or are you just bitter because you had to fight through X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z? Just imagine if you wanted a Black History moment once again. Just imagine if the slaves back in the day was like, this is as good as it's going to get. We all got to go through it. And no one actually fought for our freedom. Think about it that way. That's extreme, but you're basically doing the same thing. You're letting the cycle repeat itself.
No, that's the great analogy. That's slavery out there in debt. You'll be a slave to debt.
Basically. So it's just like, and I love, like, I was going to ask William, my husband, how you doing, husband? Love you. He posted in the comments. I was going to ask him to say the question that his mom taught him. And I was like, that is just awesome. He said the greatest question that was instilled in me was, what do I have to do to earn anything extra versus can I have? It taught me the importance of earning what I want and appreciate it once I earned it. And when he told me that, I was like, whoa. I was like, that's a little simple question. But outside of basic food, basic clothing, shelter, those things, if you want extras on top of that, if you want pizza, I ain't eating pizza. If you want all these little extra things, it requires a cost. What are you willing to do around this house to earn something so that you can get, and then once you earn it, you might not get the total amount to get what you want. So that means you got to do something else, right? That's how you learn how to work. Like it calls on one another, right? So it's just like one of those things where you have to encourage, you have to teach them, like, why do you do this? Why do we do these things? It's a reason why. Just don't say this is how it is. This is how it's supposed to be. You gotta tell them. You gotta give them the reasons why. Sorry, my light just went out. Go ahead.
I think the beauty in making them and teaching them that principle, let me not say making. I think the beauty in teaching them that principle is when you have to work for something, you have a different type of appreciation for it.
Amen.
Take care of it differently. You cherish it more. You're more grateful for it.
Yep.
Right? And if you want to give good gifts to your kids, do that. You're there.
Do you?
But if you want to give them an even greater gift that's something material, give them that will also teach them things like ability, appreciation, gratitude. I think they would appreciate us more for the hard work that we do to provide when they have to go out there and provide some stuff for themselves.
Exactly.
I'm gonna let you hit this from your mom.
Okay. Teaching them when they're young about money, necessities, accountability also heightens obedience to the word, making sacrifices for those we love in the household by working or minimizing expenditures in the home and finding solutions to challenging times or new desires also inspires them to be creative and explore and set and reset goals. That's my mama.
Was she saying something else since it's 3 dots? So was it continuing?
Let me see.
It
did reset goals. Wait, dot. She said that, like an etc. I think. Because you can have the, I guess that's what she meant. Mama, if you wanted more to say.
Okay.
Because it's not on the thing. It's not in the chat.
Show the rest on this screen. That's what I thought it was.
Oh, no.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. But that's my mama. Oh, my.
She said, etc. But she's accountability too. And it's not even just finances. Teaching them how to clean properly, how to clean themselves properly, teaching them how to shop, teaching them how to select the best things in the grocery store, teaching them how to shop economically. We don't write checks anymore. Well, some of us do, but we don't write checks anymore. But teaching them how to balance we would say balance your checkbook back in the day, but now it's balance your bank account. Teaching them how to do that would be really, really important. Yeah. I was saying earlier about, giving them a bill to pay. And I know a lot of parents, I know personally, that are totally against that.
Totally.
I had their child, that's my responsibility.
Right.
But if you gave them a small bill to either pay from their first job or out of their allowance, something, it will teach them about that's what's going to happen when they get out there. You're going to go work. And in your mind, you've accumulated $800 worth of work, but that's not what you're getting back. Or you've accumulated $800 worth of work, but now you got to go pay that out to 4 different places. I think that would equip them in that way. You have any thoughts on this, baby, before we move on?
Nope, we covered it all. I just, it's all connected, I think. And I hate that finances is the main thing that I think we both honed in on. But at the end of the day, that's the thing that's going to allow you to survive, like in the best way. You know what I mean? Like, so sometimes you have to struggle. Sometimes things happen, and that's understandable. But for the success of the child or then going towards adulthood, you want them to be financially fit and responsible, and be able to carry out for their lineage of legacy of their family. When they decide to have one, they'll be able to carry it out, and it won't be so much of a struggle. You want the next generation to do better than you, and you just want them to be better. You just want them to be better. So give them everything they can to be better that you didn't have.
And think about it this way. This is my final thought on it. If you don't equip them and they blowing up your phone, they moved out on their own. You to put them out. But
right.
They blow up your phone because they need help every single month.
Right.
Maybe you should stop and equip them. All right. And no judgment, because child, I get phone calls too. I get it. All right. This was yours.
All right. Tired of comedians airing out others' dirty laundry. So this is a combination of like everyone who's going on Club Shay Shay. The latest one 2 weeks ago was Monique, and she had so much to say. After watching it, I applaud her for her honesty, her openness, her transparency. I love how she talked about us as the Black community, of us trying to um, do better, amen, in different ways. And how can I say this? She even said she tried to have these private conversations without having to go to the media, without having to blur it out on Club Shay Shay. And a lot of men and women still do not want to have these private conversations with her to settle things, to even the playing field. And she's like, I love the statement that she said is like, you have all these celebrities who have these fan bases, but they're morally sick. They're not morally equipped. And in the way that she expressed that, I she's like, in one way, they look like all the glitz and the glamour, but behind the closed doors, you don't know who you really gonna get. And that part is sad. The other part that's surprising to me from all of these interviews is that we're learning about celebrities from the closed door. You know what I mean? We don't see them when they go behind stage. We just see them on the stage, right? And maybe some of the stuff is not true. Maybe it is true, but we're starting to see them as more as human beings than these idols that we made them be. And they're getting knocked off of their the pedestals real good. Like we're real good. And some people still love them to death, but I think it gives us a view of the celebrity as they ain't perfect. They don't have the best communication skills. They let their managers and the other people do their powwows. They might not be good friends. They might not be a good friend, a person to have a good friendship with. So you're just learning about these people in different ways, and not saying all the stuff is true. I wasn't there, you wasn't there, but to hear from different comedians about one another, it's just surprising to me. Mm-hmm. Am I tired of hearing about it? Yes, I'm tired. Y'all gonna figure it out. Y'all grown people. Even what's his name? Judge Mathis, he pleaded with them, can y'all stop making us look bad? He said it in such a very eloquent way. He said it so well.
It though.
He did. And I was just like, I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. Like, y'all go settle down and go talk about it. You know what I mean? And it's so many things about her interview, but all the interviews, and it's just, I'm tired. I don't want to watch it. Give me the highlights at this point. Because I don't want to sit there and watch the whole thing. What about you, Nikki?
Say hey to Evangelist Shahida. She is watching us this morning from Pakistan. It's morning for her. So thank you for tuning in, darling. Hey, my cousin Rachel is watching. I'm absolutely exhausted with it. I don't care. I don't care. We're talking about a lot of these things because we're talking about them because they're trending topics. But I promise you, I don't care. I just don't. Every now and again, I might be on YouTube and see a title that make me say, what? And I click on, that's not even what it was about. Or I'll click on it, and before I'm done, I'm like, okay, I really don't care. I know we're starting to see a lot of people's humanity, but they've always been human. Is it their fault that we had them lifted up to a celebrity status to the point where we thought they could do no human wrong?
Right.
That's not their fault.
It's their fault.
I mean, I can't say Monique or Kat or anybody else is wrong for speaking their life's truth. That's their truth, their experiences. So I can't be mad at them for doing that. I don't care. Like, the point of it is what for me at this point? Because what I don't want nobody to do is turn around and be putting my business out there in the street. Like, so if you look at it like that, take away the celebrity, take away the money, take away the fame. It reminds me, y'all remember tabloids?
Yeah.
They like the National Enquirer.
Yeah.
It's in that TV version. It's giving it's like social media tabloid to me at this point. I didn't care when I saw on the National Enquirer that Michael Jackson was having a monkey baby. Like, you know, the stupid sensational titles that they would put on there. I didn't care about that, and I don't care about this. I mean, it's gonna do nothing for Nikki's life other than maybe entertain me if I'm interested, or bore me, like, because I just don't care. I'm good. You on mute.
I was making all kinds of noise over here as you was talking. My bad. I don't know. I pressed mute.
What is
I don't know when I pressed mute. I don't even know why I pressed it. Anywho, yeah, I agree with you. It's a little. Please, like, just stop. And then another Judge Mathis made another point. He's like, y'all not giving a good example to the younger comedians coming up. Like, this is just stop. Like, it's enough. Like, if they ain't talk to you no more, don't talk to them no more. Don't do the same stand up. Like, keep it pushing, because everybody's not gonna come and have a mature conversation. Just be mature.
It's giving neighborhood beef.
Period.
Y'all are in the street, walking around the car, shoulder to shoulder. Somebody do something, you do something, you do something, you do something, you do something. It's giving that. I'm gonna tell you what else is giving. Other than stupidity. So,
oh God,
I want to word this.
Lord Jesus, okay.
We don't need nobody to tear us down because we're doing it ourselves. The end.
The end.
Drop mic and she rolls away.
What y'all say you in the comments? Lord Jesus.
I mean, William is like, yes, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I mean, what are y'all's thoughts for real? Are y'all tired of hearing? Now, if you're not tired of it and this is your thing and you love it, please watch it. Please watch it.
Keep giving reviews.
Ray said, amen. But yeah, we don't we don't need nobody to and you know what? These are the successful people of our, and granted, they're not the doctors and the scientists. We have all of those too. But the ones with the fame and the recognition in our community, where our children can look up and be like, I want to be like so-and-so one day. But somebody else is tearing them down so bad. Yeah, we don't need nobody else to do it. We've been doing a pretty good job.
Pretty good job ourselves.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's what I was like, and that's the one thing I noticed is like we is the crabs in a bucket kind of thing, crabs in a bucket situations giving kind of like.
But you know what's crazy? They are the king crab. They the expensive. What's another crab that's really expensive? They're that crab. So why y'all pulling each other down? Usually crabs in a bucket of people that don't want you to go no higher than they're willing to go. Right. Y'all are all up there together. So what's the beef? Again, it's given in the street, shoulder to shoulder. You do something. No, you do something. You jump first. You jump first. It's doing that because I used to see those fights and be like so aggravated. Either somebody hit each other, y'all just hush. Because y'all been doing this for 15 minutes. Ain't nobody swung yet. And that's what I mean. What y'all are doing. Oh, what you really doing though is making Club Shay podcast so much money. Because the Monique interview is, I think it's over 20 million now.
It is.
And then the one he did with I think Country Wayne's over 20 million now. Listen, I just it's the exhaustion for me. Not really into other people's drama. That's why I don't watch reality shows. Hey Kim, how you doing, babe? For all we know, they're lying. I mean,
just to create good drama.
She says, welcome to the real world and come join us on how we have to get it out in the mud. Okay, then. Live with Jerry Stringer. Come on, Ray. Come on, Ray. I don't know if Jerry was paying people to go out there and go fight. Come on.
Yes. And even Will say this, give it the real wise. He said, gives it the real wise of comedy.
Of the comedy, yeah, for real. And
it's bad. I'm tired. Y'all tired. So I think they should just try to. If you can't, it's almost like in real life. Like if you can't settle it with someone, and y'all not coming to agreement, just go your separate ways, and y'all don't gotta be friend one another. It is what it is.
But where's the beef and why? Some of the stuff that they're talking about, they're bringing up stuff from the beginning of their careers, and I get you mad. I get it. You probably held your tongue long enough, and you probably see somebody make success off of stealing your stuff. I get all of that.
That's the part.
Okay, where's the beef? What's the point at that point? Like, what's
at the end of the day, it's all about money, and they missed out on money, and so they feel like they gotta talk about it, be about it. Let's be real about it.
Well, I hope if that's what they after, that Club Shay Shay, they got in their contract to get broke off, because he's getting broke. Real good. These people's broke and baggage. All right, so we gonna move on, y'all. A woman breaks up with a man for not fulfilling her requirements. I want to read to y'all the text that she
sent.
Can
you read it? Thank you.
And I quote, she say, "Hey, I'm breaking up with you." That's how I started. I have a requirement that any man I choose to be with will be a provider, and I don't feel like you are one. I feel like you have this idea that a woman deserves to be given the world after she stands by a man when he's struggling because he has somehow proven her loyalty or whatever else. I will not be holding it down for you like that, or any man ever. I am not going to keep laying down with you while you are providing absolutely nothing for me and not adding value to my life. I already told you before we started dating that was exactly what I did not want. And when you asked me about how my previous relationship went, it's the same cycle, and I'm not doing it with you. On top of that, you don't take me anywhere. I feel used, blank, blank. I'm not even going to lie. All we do when you come over is have sex and talk about getting a sexual favor from me. I can't say that. It was fun for a little bit, but I deserve better. I want a provider, a man who would take care of me, my every need, and spoil the blank out of me. For example, last night, I should never have to tell a man to open a door for me. That's the bare minimum. You are not ready for me. Find someone else. End quote, the end. So many things to unpack with this. If y'all want to see this for yourselves, it is on our Instagram page at the Queens Takeover Podcast. So go over and take a look at it. It's also on my profile, and it looks like this. So go take a look at that. Okay, let's jump into it. Sierra.
And it's on our TikTok page.
Here's my question from the fam.
Y'all,
if you have requirements at the beginning of dating somebody and they are not meeting them, do you think it's right to break up with them immediately or to give the relationship time to develop? Thoughts, Sierra?
Well, at first I was like, she didn't give him a chance. But if you slept with him and it seemed like she said slept, like she didn't done it.
She
maybe
said
a couple of times.
Always want that favor, that favor.
So that meant that she gave him time to get it together, and he denied.
All right.
She gave him the cow, but she's like, guess what? It's no milk for free. I'm done. Cut the thing off. So she did give him time, and I agree. You do give time to see if they will. I love someone said, I don't know if it was Steve Harvey. I don't want to quote the person wrong, but they said, don't ever tell a man what your heart's really desire is. What you say? Hello. Come on.
Go ahead.
We don't need to hear all that, period. But that's why what I was gonna say, that's why it's important to what was I about to say?
You said she didn't know what already. And you were saying you find out what your heart desires first.
Yeah. Don't tell a man what you desire in a man. Let's see if he fulfills it. Don't tell him all the desires. Tell him what you expect, but don't say, I like yellow flowers on Friday. That's very to the point and detailed. Let's see what this man gonna do. Is he gonna really step up to the plate and show you who he is? Because if you tell him everything you desire, he does it just to get the cookie. Is that really who he is?
But that ain't this situation. He wasn't doing
none of that.
He wasn't doing that.
He wasn't doing nothing.
And then was asking for the favors.
He knew what he wanted. He got what he wanted, and he got it, and she ain't get it. So, women, please, just I know y'all got we got issue. We got we be itching too. We be itching too, amen. But let the man show up what he about before you go out here just giving it away. You got the cookie and the gold and diamonds and the jewels. Come on now, keep that clam closed, baby.
She said, "Throw down your wallet." Ray said that she kept it real, too real. He wasn't ready. Throw down your wallet. No, we're not lying. And Sarah's always talking about this. How can you get it, but can't have a real conversation about expectations? Go to a sex shop and leave relationships with people that are willing to work on it. Well, all right then.
Period.
That's what he said and dropped the mic.
Period.
About this situation, what I love is she had her requirements, standards, whatever you want to call it. I normally am on the team of you don't put everything, you don't put all your cards out there at the beginning. Mm-hmm. But I love that from the beginning she did do it. Here's what I said a couple of episodes ago. We see what we see, but we'll see past it for what we want. Right. Because according to what she said, he's always been the same dude she broke up with. He's been there from jump. Even though you told him in the beginning, I don't want another man like that. That's what I just broke up with. And he gave you all of that. Now, the fact that the brother said he wants to give the woman the world after she stood by her man while he's struggling. I want to unpack that. Y'all thoughts on that? Do you feel that a woman is worthy to be given everything she wants once she stands by her man while he's going through? Can I please answer that first?
Go ahead.
If y'all just met, she's coming in full support already. Now, if you've been with somebody and you hit a hard time and they leave you hanging, that's wrong. Like, I thought you loved them, like y'all were together because you loved each other, right? No, you didn't? Oh, okay. But you coming in learning, y'all, I've been there, done that. You owe nobody a proof of nothing. Only person you owe proof to is when they ask for your driver's license and your birth certificate for documentation. You owe proof of that. But you don't owe somebody that you're meeting proof of your good qualities. And we as women, again, I have done this. We as women feel this obligation to prove how ride or die we are from jump. Who are you proving it to? Who you're willing to submit because he's a man. But what are you submitting to? Is he your husband that you're submitting to? You're willing to give your all to who? What are you giving it to? I'm not saying that a man struggling is not worthy to have a woman that's faithful to stand by his side. That's not what I'm saying. According to what she was saying, he was on struggle when she met him. He stayed on struggle. He wasn't trying to unstruggle, but he was trying to get everything else and was going to make her work to get anything from him, but had to prove to him everything. There's a movie line that says, oh gosh, I wish I could remember the name of it. I think it was 300. Lord, how does that go? I just had it in my head. Give them nothing, but take from them everything. I think is how it goes. It's given that. Give them nothing, but take them everything. Okay, go ahead, C.
I agree with you. You know what it is? I'm going to play devil's advocate for just a moment.
Go ahead.
We have a lot of imbalances in our society right now. It's a lot of imbalances. And I think that men sometimes feel if they don't have it all together, and then say something happens, they lose it, or they didn't handle certain things right. As women, we get very frustrated because that means you're not taking care of us, you're not keeping us secure, we don't feel safe, and we jump ship. And you didn't pour all this resources, all your time and energy in this woman, and first sign of conflict, she out the door. And I've seen that happen. I've heard of that happen. So but the immaturity in this conversation with this situation, he was just getting it. He was just getting his rocks. What they say, rocks knocked off. Is that how you say it? Is that the phrase?
Knocked off. Either or works.
Either right, yeah. And he was expecting her to just, and that's sad. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of relationships out there like that, and it's sad. And you have to stand for something. You either gonna stand for that or not. And if you're not, out of there. And she did exactly what I told you what I expected, and you did not stand up to the plate. I'm out. And yes, maybe give him a little time to do it, or show progress towards it, that he wants more for himself. And I always tell people who are dating, we're gonna talk about it in the next little question I have in here. Do better for yourself first before you can do better for anybody in a relationship. If you don't want to do better for you, health wise, finance wise, spiritual wise, don't expect you to get in a relationship and do better. Don't do that, because that's not the person's responsibility. It's your responsibility first, because it's your life.
Do you believe that somebody can come into your life that inspires or helps you to do better?
They can add to what you have already done. If you have not done anything and you just say, this is the way I am, you haven't done your work. You haven't done no homework for yourself.
Okay, so I'm going to rephrase it this way. Do you think that, say, a man who hadn't quite matured yet, but he meets a woman that he absolutely wants to be with, and he recognizes, to be with her, I can't be doing this. I gotta. Do you then think that she was the catalyst for him to mature and grow up and change?
But so, but that catalyst had to have a seed, and that seed was already in him. It just hadn't been watered.
Right. So then that was. So do you think that people can water each other?
Most definitely.
Relationships.
Most definitely.
Because I can be by your side. If you know me, I got you. But who by my side?
Period. Hello.
And when you come to that revelation and relationship, wait a minute, I'm doing everything, including providing the love. I get nothing.
Nothing.
I think that's what she did. I think she did like most of us have done at one point in our lives. You enter into a relationship. You can do this even with your homie.
Yeah, with your friends.
Person. So you're doing all these things with them. But one day you look up and it's like, wait a second. Ain't an ounce of reciprocity at all.
Oh.
And then when you can't even call on, well, at least they love me. You can't even call on that. She like, you know what? Hold on a second. Because I did tell you, wait a minute, what am I doing? I'm not the one for you. You're not the one for me. She begins to acknowledge and recognize. So what are y'all thoughts down in the comments? We have a few that I'm going to hit real quick. Hey, big sis. While she posted this, the man she's looking for is not going to want her after she reads this. Why is that your perspective on that, King? Nobody likes to feel used or taken advantage of. My sister says, God evening, Queens. Hey, Queen, you want to hit this one?
He probably doesn't care and already booed up with someone else. It probably was at the same time they was together.
Ain't nothing like learning you with somebody's booty call only.
Period.
Ain't nothing like that.
Period.
I don't know if she posted. I don't know why, but I was reading that text and I said, well, if Direct was a person, I would say this about her. I like the courage and the confidence that she had to go on to do it instead of dragging it out. Her, when she recognized it, it was time to go. Now let me say this. I think when you reach a certain age in life to see your requirements and what you do and don't want, they take such precedent over thickness and whatever, over finances and everything. I think what you really want and don't want begins to take precedent. And that's why you have people my age and older, they are happily single.
Yeah.
They're not out there for the BS. If they smell it, they're not even finna fool with it. I don't even want sex from you because of that, right? I know some people that all they do is have sex with people. They don't want nothing else. You can't miss me with the conversation. Hit me up on when you want it. And if I'm free, we're gonna do that. Because they don't all other stuff that comes along with it. And I think that some people get to those stages of life That's just where they are. This is my requirement. You cannot spend the night. You cannot meet my family. No, you ain't taking me out on no day. I don't want all that. Or this is what I want, and I want it like this. Now, if I can't have it, I don't want it no other way.
I'm glad you brought that up, though. The pendulum of what your desires are. Some people want a full relationship and want all that type of thing, and some people don't. As long as you ain't got no STDs and we anytime we feel like it, we good. So that pendulum swings, and you gotta understand. You have to meet someone that matches your expectations on both ends of the spectrum. If you don't, they don't match it up. You out of line. You're not supposed to be together. Y'all on different swings of the pendulum. Yeah.
And being confident enough to know what you want and tell somebody, no, we're not. We're not.
Right.
Even especially since you've already been intimate.
Right.
You've already been there and done that. So
right. The right person will make a person straighten up and do right because they see the value of that person in their life. I'm so glad you said it that way too. The right person will make and it's not like you're not like, I'm gonna make you. It's they see the value in having you in their life, and they're willing to make that sacrifice, that effort, and that intentionality within themselves to match it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Match my gangster.
That part, because why do we have to compromise our personal wants and desires? If they're unreasonable, you need to change them and compromise them. Your expectations are crazy as heck.
Yeah.
Why should you have to compromise what you desire because of where you want to go in life?
Yeah.
Other people, but nobody does the compromising on their end.
Right.
I
agree. Like Sierra says, you showed how you react when something goes wrong. No respectable man will want to deal with that. Most definitely.
Oh, see, and I'm glad you explained, because that's not why I thought you said that. I thought you were saying that because what man is going to see her do that and not look at her as okay, but you played a part in that. Were you desperate when you did it? And then you're just going to drop the brother like that? But I like your perspective on it. See, I love when we talk.
Yeah.
We have coffee talk. All right, speaking of men and women in relationships, Sierra.
That's why I said the next question. And she did it just like that. How are you preparing for your future husband? I should have said also wife if you are a man looking for a wife. I was listening to It's Negotiable Pod. It's a podcast. And Miss Ernestine Morrison said a full word. But she was saying how she prepared herself for the type of wife she wanted to be in a relationship with her husband, not how did she prepare herself for her husband. She wanted to know how she asked God to define what a wife is for herself. And I thought that was so important because we all see these relationship goals. We see all of these things on social media of like, ooh, I want to be like that couple. But do you know the sacrifices they went through to get through that? Have you studied their relationship? I'll give you another example. Kevin, I watched another podcast.
My dear wife.
My dear wifey with Mrs. Kev on stage and Mr. Kev on stage. And they talked about their relationship. They've been married. It will be 20 years this year. Woo, woo, woo. And they talked about the valleys and the hill they've been in their relationship with money, without money, change of job, kids, all of these things. And the fact that they have committed to being committed to each other, but also to God, shows that it's possible. It's a possibility. But they got married when they were really, really young.
They were young.
So they were really, really young. So did they prepare themselves? I don't know if they were prepared, but I knew they wanted to be with one another. And so I asked this question to the QT family. Please comment in the chat. If you're watching this on YouTube, please comment on YouTube. Please share this on all social media so we can have a really enriching conversation. But how are you preparing for your future husband, Nikki?
I can't say that I'm preparing for my future husband. That's nowhere in my purview right now. Coming out of my last relationship, I just want to prepare Nikki for Nikki. I want to take care of Nikki right now. I want to love on her and give her all that she needs right now. I'm not preparing for nobody. I think in the process of taking care of me and healing, I will be in preparation. I don't know how to prepare to be somebody's wife because I don't know who that person is. That person will need a specific type of wife. When he meets me, it'll be determined if I'm her or not. And I can determine if he's my husband. But I'm not on this journey to prepare for wifeness. No. Nikki tired. Nikki's tired right now. Uh, You know what I'm saying? Nikki's heart is in straight up rehabilitation.
Rehabilitation.
It's on vacation right now. It's giving, sure, we can go out on a date, but please let's not get all into this deep philosophical conversation on what do you want, what do you see you and your husband do. I'm not there. Right. My heart is on a mental, physical, emotional vacation right now, straight simpatico. And I'm okay with saying that. As much as I love love, as much as I love people, as much as I know I am a wife, husband or not, I know I am a wife. Right now, I'm not preparing for no. Mm-mm. Now, you could ask me that next week, and God be done told me something totally different and tell me now prepare. Then guess what I'm gonna be doing? But right now, she is chilling. However, I love that woman said she is preparing herself to be a wife because she's preparing herself. I love that part. I love that part. And I think when two people meet and they date and they realize we want to spend our lives together, in this part of it, this is when I discover what type of wife you need and want. And you discover what type of husband I need and want. Because the type of wife Sarah is to William, I don't need to mimic that. I might not have me a William. He don't need to mimic William because he may not have a Sierra. Are there characteristics and things I can learn? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I can't prepare myself by way of I want to do everything Sierra is doing because I'm not Sierra and it's not going to work like that. Those are just my thoughts. Okay, well, I got an argument for me. Hold on.
Ooh.
I'm going to hit the argument after you say what you're going to say. Go ahead.
So the second part of this question is she also says in this post that she looked at herself and she said, what is the dream version of herself? Because you can say you want the dream, that dream wife, that dream husband, or be that dream wife.
Mm-hmm.
But the second part of that question I would want to ask you is, what is the dream version of Nikki?
Okay. I'm trying to see if I want to answer that now or get into the comments.
I'll bring it up to you.
Hold on to the question, and then I'm going to answer it. Let me hit these first. So William says he would argue with me, even though you are not intentionally preparing for a husband, you're still preparing by taking care of yourself. The baggage will be light when you do meet the husband if it's God's will. Okay, give you some loving pushback on that, William. I am not preparing for a husband. I'm not. And there is no way to rephrase that. I am not in husband preparation mode. To me, that's an intention. That's something that I will be doing intentionally. And I have no intention to do that right now. Again, let's Lord tell me something different. My only intentions, my only preparation is to continue to be me and heal and grow. That is all. But I did say earlier in that I am preparing. And if I meet somebody in the process, if I'm his wife, then I am prepared at that moment. But I'm not preparing. I'm not preparing. So I hear what you're saying. I disagree with you. I am in no way. I'm not even thinking. When I tell you I'm not even thinking about that. I am only in the process of taking care of Nikki right now. And at this point in my life, that's the only thing I need to be doing because I've taken care of other people most of my life. Been married before, divorced. Like I said, recently been in a relationship, and all that relationship, it was about somebody else. It was never about me. And when I found out that it was never going to be about me, child, that turned a lot for me. So it now has to be about Nikki, taking care of Nikki. The last comment is she said, that's where I am. He will need a whole confident woman, then everything else should fall in place. Amen. All right, King. Okay, see, so go ahead and say what you're gonna say, baby.
So I asked you, what is the dream version of yourself? In the post, she talks about having the dream house, the dream car, and you have to prepare to get the dream car, the dream house. So what is your dream version of Nikki? Because that dream version of you are preparing for. But in that preparation, who knows?
The dream version of Nikki is completely fearless and does not stop in doubt. There is no stop on Doubt Street, no stop signs that say doubt, so stop. I am completely fearless, and that's in every area of my life. When I speak a thing, I speak it and I'm walking toward it as it's coming out of my mouth. And I'm not in constant, well, next month I'm going to, well, next year I'm going to. I'm in constant do mode. I'm action oriented. The dream version of me um is wiser in in a lot of areas, at peace in many areas, healed completely in some areas, and okay if she has to be by herself for the rest of her life. She's okay with it. So that's my dream version.
Gotcha.
What does the dream version of Sierra look like? And QT fam, what of you look like? Drop that down in the now. If I done dropped all of that personal, y'all can drop something in the chat, and Sarah, you can go deep with me too. Come on now. I'm out here in these streets by myself.
The dream version of me, I think it goes hand in hand with what you said. Being fearless, not living in doubt, not living in shame or guilt. But ooh, we Jesus. What I'm about to say. Um, I want to exude so much light and joy on the earth that you don't doubt yourself. That would be, but that requires me not to doubt myself. That requires me to entrust in something way more powerful than I am, so that my light and my joy can do so much more better in the world. Um, so yeah, that would be it. Of course, that comes with health and wellness,
Mhm.
mentally, physically, spiritually. Um, that all comes with that, because I feel like I can live in the abundance all the time and overflow all the time. And someone's always being blessed just by me being in the room. That is my dream version of myself.
You know, another dream version of me. She trusts God 100,000.
100. Yes.
And
Ain't
when I
no doubt.
say trust, I'm talking about trust. She trusts him. And anytime somebody sees Nikki, they know they're looking at God. They know all they see is God. They hear him, they feel his love. Yeah,
Yeah.
they hear his wisdom. Yeah, that would be another dream version of me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Y'all got quiet in the comments.
I
Y'all
mean,
thinking?
I don't know. We cause them to think.
Y'all
I
thinking?
fathom.
Y'all just waiting for us to respond.
I
Man,
don't know.
it's getting chilly. I don't know about over there in the essay, but it's getting chilly over here. Yeesh. I need a blanket or something.
You know what I love is our dream versions that had nothing to do with car and house. It just didn't.
It just didn't.
It just did
It
not.
just didn't.
We gonna go from husband to dudes. There's a man.
This one's gonna be blow your mind. Oh God. Okay.
A man. The video is on our Instagram page at the Queens Takeover Podcast. If you want
Yeah.
to, please
And
go.
TikTok page. And TikTok page. Yes.
And on TikTok, yes.
Yes.
Oh yes, we do have a TikTok page.
Yay.
Podcast. Not follow us on social media. Please do. Please join us there. For these stories
Yeah.
y'all think we be making up, y'all can go read them and see them for yourselves. But
Yeah.
look, there's this man that was on a podcast, and he said when he was locked up, he charged women $2,500 to come and visit him. If you wasn't giving him at least, you had to make the up to the $2,500 mark. So if you had given him $1,000, you couldn't come visit him yet. You made it $2,300, you couldn't come visit him yet. But $2,500, you can come and see him in prison. Now, his justification, I didn't say justification.
I heard you.
Justification for this was, he says he is giving women something that they weren't getting out here from these dudes out here in the free world.
Period.
He was giving them attention. He was giving them time. He was giving them undivided attention. Basically, he was locked up. He couldn't go nowhere else. But brother went on to talk about how smooth he was, how great of a man he was, and he was worth it. A man, yes. Face plant again, Kim, because he did. Again, you can listen to the interview on our Instagram page. I gotta say this, because people was going in on him.
They were.
Is he wrong because he didn't put a gun in nobody's head?
He did not
rob a bank to get it.
He did not.
Was he wrong for that? Sierra, what are your thoughts? QT fan, what are your thoughts on somebody charging to get them in prison? Because remember, he was their greatest dream come true, and he was worth it. Go ahead, C.
Did he say he said, what was this? He basically said he said it in a phrase, which means I'm an attractive man. But what phrase did he say? He said,
I forgot the exact wording, but that brother did say he looked good.
He said I look good, I smell good, and I give you the attention that you desire. I know when you hug me, you know you gonna feel all of me, and I keep myself together.
And he said he worked out, took care of his body, which a lot of people in jail do, because
they got nothing but time. They got time and opportunity.
You got time.
They got time and opportunity. But time and opportunity. So at first, hey brother. At first I was like, this dude is crazy. But I was like, is he really though? Like
he's actually an incredibly intelligent businessman.
He really is. He really is. I want him on my team. Hey, bro, come sell these bonbons real quick. And like, but exactly, it shows the mental capacity of these women. And these women was paying, and it's not like he said multiple women. Then when he got out of prison, he said he kept it going. What did he say? He said, I'm not gonna get a job until I make 100,000 from these women. I won't go get a job until I make 100,000 from these women. That's what he said, right?
Yeah.
I said, this man is crazy. And I bet he did it. But he got it. He did.
He's not. He ain't crazy.
So
now, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
When you desperate, we know the ratio to men and women on the earth right now. We understand it. But he provided the service and he got paid for it. No, you had to meet the minimum to get the service.
Him until you had given him a minimum of $2,500. So let's talk about that in jail love. I've been in love with somebody in jail before. Yeah. I have.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something about that in jail love. There's a security there, because you ain't never got to guess where your loved one is. And I'm saying loved one because it's men who got women locked up. I know y'all done seen the TV show.
Yeah.
I have seen a TV show, but I'm not going to promote that because they ain't paying us. But,
man.
You always know where that person is. You ain't got to never worry about what street, what nothing. You know where they at. The second thing is the conversation is so good. They got mad conversation. They write the best poetry. They send you the best everything. You are their world. And they treat you, they talk to you as such. And you got nothing but attention 24/7. Now, let's talk about the real side of that. They pay people to write their poetry sometimes. I know this because I know this. They pay people to write their poetry. You're not the only person that they're sending that same one to.
Right.
The other part of that is the reason why you get so much love and attention is because they ain't got nothing but time. They ain't going nowhere. It's not like you don't have to worry about what they doing because, and this is not everybody. It's not everybody, but some of them have prison buddies in prison. Well, it's the guards or another cellmate. I'm gonna leave that alone. And then the other downside of that is the way that y'all have all this great conversation and this intentional life building and all of that while they're locked up is you only get to know them in this locked up state. You don't know what they're like when they're free. You don't know what their habits are when they're free.
Right.
And it's a lot of people, once the person gets out of jail, their relationship goes all the way down the toilet. Because now they're out there in the streets hard. And the person who waited for them all this time is mad because you weren't like that when we were together. Baby, they were locked up. They have no choice. They have a choice now. All that great intention and intentionality and conversation and time that they gave you, you're not getting none of that no more because they out there in them free world streets. So it's a huge downside to that. Now, for some people, that thing has worked out. Praise God for you and your relationship. Do you? But there's a whole downside. So this man, no Nikki, nothing, child. Look, I had a whole life, still got one. But
period.
But yes, that part. And these men and women get their heart broken when these people come out. And this particular guy that we're talking about, and I'm gonna turn it over to you. This particular guy that we're talking about, he studied. He knew what he was doing. He had an art to that thing. And the first woman he ever told, no, you can't come see me. You ain't gave me enough, whatever, too. That was the test. When it worked, he knew he had a surefire thing then.
Mm-hmm.
And so I will not call him crazy. He know exactly what he's doing. And he don't have to pay no taxes on it. Shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up. Shut up. It's the woman, not the man. Clearly, he had a great marketing plan. How the hell sandwich?
Your husband has a question for us.
Do y'all believe these women value themselves?
I think they do. I think they do value themselves. What that value is, I don't know. I don't know. To what extent, I don't know. I think they've... Go ahead.
And we define what we value. We define how we value ourselves. So if they value quality time, someone giving them attention, they value their attention, they will value what they put into a relationship, then it's, what's the word? It's reciprocated. Very much so. And so he's being rewarded for the interaction that they have together.
Right.
And then when they get there, they're being rewarded, right? So it's weird. It is very strange, but that's why I say you put your expectations out there, no matter if you're in prison or not.
I think he wise, but he wrong.
He wise and wrong.
Because you know you...
It's okay to be wise and wrong.
You know you manipulate. At some point, there's a manipulation. Now, if he is, no, all 25 of them know about each one of them. I told them up front what I want. Then no, he's not wrong because he did tell them up front. Do we hit this one? No.
No, he isn't. Junior just smart and values himself like these women should have valued themselves. Woo!
Yes.
And she shoots and she scores.
Mm-hmm. Where does the money go, though? He's going to get shanked. Karen. No, you don't, Cameron. It's on your books. It's on your commissary. Mm-hmm. And I think in some jails, they've gotten really sophisticated. You can buy your own calling cards now. And they have things in the commissary that you can go and purchase with money when it's on your books. It's like having a credit line. Mm-hmm. It's like having a credit line.
And do they know how much you got? Probably not. If they like, oh, you got another girl coming around? Sure, man. He can say whatever. He's a manipulator. He can say whatever he wants to say.
Sure. Speaking of
his buddy.
That part.
Yeah.
Manipulation. This is the last topic you wanted to hit.
When is the best time to reveal secrets in relationship? So this question, I had so many ways I wanted to ask this question because we live in a world that's it's so many things people deem as secrets or they deem as oh, I shouldn't say that yet, or ooh, I used to do this back in the day, but I don't know how to tell them this now, you know. And anytime you feel that way, when is a good time to reveal secrets in a relationship? Because something that could be small to you could be big to somebody else, and something that's big to somebody could be small. Um, and I we got different sexualities going on. We got different experiences. We got a lot of different things going on nowadays. So when do you reveal these things?
Oh, it's going to depend on what that secret is. However, in the area of sexuality, if you trying to get with me, but you have desires for men, that ain't something you need to keep a secret. No, you need to divulge that information immediately. If I don't know, it's certain it's certain information I think you should say right up front. But then how are we defining a secret? Like
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Don't know have a right to know your business like that. Now you say in a relationship, where are we at in this relationship? Are we newly dating? Are we married? If we're married, why we got secrets? Now, here's the other part of that. If my secret is going to cause you harm or hurt you, and I really don't need to reveal it, I probably would not. You understand what I'm saying? Revealing something well after the fact that could destroy you, why would I do that? Why would I do that? So that's where I am with it. So why you thinking of your response? Because you're looking like, what, Nikki? What? The big question is should there be secrets in a relationship? No. All right, go ahead.
You just said if a man like other men. So what if you meet a man and it's really not a man?
What? Wait, what? Repeat it. What? So I meet
a man, but
and
he's
it's
really not a man.
freedom. Yeah. See,
When do you tell someone that? Because I'm noticing a lot of blogs, a lot of podcasts are talking about this, and it's being very jovial. Like, girl, wait until we went on our fifth date and we was already in the. You like, wait a minute. What are we doing?
mm, see, okay, if I don't know you and we're going out on a date and I'm trying to feel you, okay, if that's your thing, maybe you don't need to tell me that. But it's going to depend on which way this conversation is going. If we just trying to see if we compatible, even be friends, okay. But you talking big heavy stuff, like you already trying to be committed and all of that. Whoa, I'm committed to what I don't even know. Um, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It would be hard at the thought even to fall in love with someone and you realize you fell in love with a complete lie. And by the time you reveal it to me, my heart is all entangled. I gotta come through and I gotta come and detangle it like some wet weave.
And that's what's happening nowadays in society is that in one instance you'll say, I would never, but then you're being told a lot. What you getting is face value, but what's behind it is completely different. And you're
Think
like,
about
whoa, wait, I didn't know.
say what's
People,
wrong.
huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I interrupted you. I didn't know you were still talking. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was like, when those things happen, it's like, well, I didn't even know what you mean. It's almost like another flip of it is another extreme of it is that a person says that they are a devout Christian, but they are not. They're the total opposite of that, which would be And you're like, wait, whoa, but I really like you, but I've invested so much time and my heart is connected. And it makes you second guess what is your morals, what is your values, and what do you deem important for you, but your heart has fallen. You see what I mean? So it's really, I asked this question. I wanted to ask this question in more detail, but I said, let me just make it broad because that is a secret because you're not telling me the full truth of who you are. And to be like, it's not a secret, that's just who I am. Well, if it is who you are, tell me. Don't wait for me to figure it out on date 5.
So see, I think the more we talk about it, for me, there's a difference between you lying about the truth of who you are and being authentic and keeping a secret. You being one gender but telling me you're another, that's the lie about who you are. That's not a secret. You deciding not to tell me that maybe you went through some type of abuse, that's a secret. Or you just withholding that because you trying to see, can you even trust me with it? But you calling it a secret and you know you just got out of prison for, let's just say, murder. You keeping that from me for whatever your reasons are. By the time you tell me or I find out, my heart is entangled, but my heart is also hurt because you couldn't trust me with that. So now I'm wondering, what do I really know about you then? Who did I fall in love with then?
Right.
You know what I mean? And think about how many times we've heard somebody who fell in love with someone and got married, then something tragic happened, and it comes out after the tragedy, they had no idea that this person had done this, and that. Never talked about it. They actually said they used to be a preacher or a so and so and such and was divorced and no children. And they found out they got 8 kids. They've been married 4 times. So I don't know. I guess it's distinguishing what a secret is versus you lying about who you are and your authentic self. Does that make sense? Either or, child, miss me with not telling me the truth. Go ahead, sis.
I believe secrets should not be in a true and healthy relationship. However, I believe there needs to be a sense of trust there in a relationship, and it depends on the nature of that relationship.
I love that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I wanted to ask this question, and I'm glad that you responded the way you did to me asking more in-depth questions to the question, because in society and our culture will have you very confused on what you deem as what you desire and what you deem as a secret and what you deem as just truth about who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important to understand the differences. And some secrets are, like you said, can be unhealthy, can be dangerous, could be shocking, could also hurt that person. But you need to be able to, you don't know. And this is what I've heard people say, well, if I tell them, they'll leave.
Right.
The one for you then.
Right.
But you want to be loved so bad. Do you really value who you are as a person and what you bring to the table, even with this secret or whatever it is? And I think that at the end of the day, that's the question you have to ask yourself. Do you value you enough to tell that person the truth about who you truly are?
I love that. And in a way, I can understand some things. Maybe we're gonna call it a secret. You keeping them a secret because you are afraid of someone valuing your past versus who you are now
Yeah.
and understand it. That's
Right.
what I did, but that's not who I am. I'm not
Right.
a person anymore.
Right.
Or being so afraid to lose them because you finally found
Yeah.
somebody that loves you, but then it's, do they love all of you because you haven't given them
Told
all?
them everything.
Such a hard,
And that's the tricky part is like
very.
you would love someone to love you for all of you. So be honest with yourself first, but then be honest with that person because you are leading them down the wrong the wrong path that's going to lead to destruction either way it go, right? Either
Mhm.
your heart get broken or their heart's going to get broken because
Yeah.
you weren't honest with them. Yeah.
And then
It's
you got to be careful because there have been people who have been honest about who they are and they've ended up not alive.
not alive.
Not a lie.
And it's because you waited until either you waited or the person saw you at face value, took you as who you were, and was like, wait, that's not who I thought you would. Wait a minute. And then they feel like you put their life at risk. Right? Okay, yeah. You didn't think we were going to with that question.
Last question was a question that made me wet, child. That was a meaty one. That was really good and meaty, child. QT fam, as we end today's episode, first of all, did you enjoy it? If you did, let us know by dropping us some hearts and some crowns down in the comments.
Yeah.
I enjoyed today's show. Sarah, what about you?
I loved it. It was awesome. Please share on all social medias. Please.
QT fam, what are you saying no to? What are you saying yes to? C.
You asking, ain't you? What am I saying no to and what am I saying yes to? I am saying...
Thank you, Kim.
A secret could be self-shame, guilt, and disappointment. How can you expect someone else to love and accept you if you can't love and accept yourself? Exactly what I said.
Mind drop.
Yes.
Mind drop.
I'm gonna say no to quitting and yes to keep trying.
Oof.
Even if it's uncomfortable. Keep trying. Nothing hurts you but a try. I mean, nothing will hurt you. Just try. Keep trying. Don't quit. No matter what it is. Just don't quit. Make a plan and try to get, you know what I was telling myself? I sometimes can be a little bit too hard on myself. And so this 80-20 rule keeps running in my head.
Okay.
And I'm like, if I get 80% well, you know what? I'm not going to beat myself up. Because that 20% gives me wiggle room to do better next time.
Come on, wiggle.
And I might need 100% next month. Amen. I'm tired of beating up myself, y'all. I'm just tired. Y'all might not beat up on me, but I'm tired of beating up on me.
That part.
I'm tired of it. Oh, man.
Okay, so what am I saying no to? What am I saying yes to? Waiting to hear from y'all down in the comments. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Thank you so much. Love you too. Yes, y'all are amazing. Come on, wiggle. My brother did something, but it's not showing up.
Oh, he's doing this. 100.
Oh, thank you. Say yes to giving myself grace and say no to these damn carbs.
Bro. Oh, what's you, bro?
Carbs ain't my friend right now. They are not. I am. Remember when I said earlier, I believe it was from the movie 300, take from them nothing but give them everything. I am saying no to taking the lies from fear and from unsurety, from insecurity, from lack of trust. I'm saying no to taking the lies that they want me to believe are truth and creating a reality that doesn't exist. And I'm saying yes to give them everything. I am giving everything that I'm doing 100% of me with intentionality. And I'm even giving all of these things, the fears, the insecurities, the lack of trust. I'm giving it everything because I'm not gonna lie and say I'm kicking it to the side. They're not gonna go nowhere. Their job is to do their job, and they do it well. My job is to do my job better. Kim says she's saying no to people's expectations of her and yes to knowing how God sees me. Come through, QT fan, with your yes. While y'all are still dropping them in the comment as we end our show, I like to always leave us someone to grow on. I want to give 3 crowns to 3 amazing kings. Y'all know Boys to Men. One of these days, I'm going to get to meet them. I've loved them for forever. But I recently saw a video that has gone viral of them singing at a concert, and they were going into their song, Dear Mama. Nate Morris from the group Nathan had recently lost his mom. And when they got ready to sing that song, he broke on stage. To watch Wanye, one black king, embraced him like it was nobody in that place but the three of them, to hold him and to caress him and to hold him up and comfort him during that time, because it wasn't a quick tear. He didn't make it through the song pretty much. And then to watch, excuse me, to watch Sean Stockton continue with the concert, but every now and again he keep looking back, checking on his brothers, and then he just had the audience singing, and he looked back and check on his brothers. I thought that was the purest form of black love between kings. I don't know how many times I watched it. Y'all know I cried, but I thought that was beautiful. That was done before a multitude of people. So I can only imagine how they are behind closed doors. Right. That hurting. And it didn't matter about no concert. It didn't matter about all the people that were in that place, in that facility. It was about pouring love into him and being supportive to him in that moment. So kings, if you ever watch this, first of all, I love y'all. I want to meet you. But shout outs to y'all. We give you your crowns today, because there's nothing more beautiful than someone that would take the time out to love on and be there for somebody else. So that is our one to grow on. Sierra, tell the people what to do with their crowns, baby.
Pick your crowns up. Don't let them hang to the side. Don't let them drag on the floor. Don't let them collect dust. Dust that dust off. Put it on your head. Wear it proudly. You are royalty. We love you, QT family. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thank you for coming on the podcast. Continue to share the podcast all on your social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or X if you want to call it that. Please share, so we can continue to grow our podcast. We love y'all. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your openness. And we see y'all in the next video and next podcast. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Remember to send it to you. Love y'all. See you later. Bye.
Bye.